For the past 5 or so years, there's been a camp run out of Camp Mark 7 in the upstate New York in the Adirondacks. The camp itself has been for deaf kids and some ASL classes and immersion camps, that type of thing. But and that camp's run for several years. But about 5 years ago, a week was added for Kodas, specifically kids of deaf adults, KODAs. And that camp was put together because some parents and Kodas also, adult Kodas, had expressed a need for a place for kids who have deaf parents to get together and to be mirrored and to be in a place where they don't really have to talk about who their parents are or explain any of that. A place where they could just be kids and play and have a fantastic camp experience. I started working at the camp as a camp counselor 2 summers ago. And my experience there it's just been life-changing. It's been fantastic. I so wish that I had had something like that as a child. I certainly had Koda friends growing up and went to the deaf club with my parents and did that sort of thing. However, we never talked about what it was like, what it actually meant to have parents who were deaf, or what it was actually like to have friends over and for them to ask you, why do you have words at the bottom of your screen, or because of the closed captions, or why do you have that? Why does that light go off when the telephone rings? Or why does your mother talk funny? We never talked about what that felt like or any of the impact that it had on us. We also didn't talk about our language use or how some of us were really good signers and others of us weren't, and why was that? Or even within one family, why was it that one sibling was usually the better signer than the other? But at Koda Camp you can do that. You can talk about those things, or you don't have to. It really doesn't matter. And I think that the importance of Koda Camp really, really hit home for me the very first night that the kids arrived there. And we do this this get to know you type game where it's categories, and it's called categories. And what we do is we give a category like ice cream. And we'll say, those of you whose favorite ice cream is chocolate, get on this side of the room. And those of you whose favorite ice cream is vanilla, get on the other side of the room. And then the kids, go to their respective spots depending on what their favorite type of ice cream is. And we do that for a lot of different categories. And they kind of get an idea of who's like them or who's not. And they get to know each other that way. Well, as the game goes, the very last category that we do is, who here has at least one deaf parent? And of course, to be at the camp, you have to have at least one deaf parent, and all of the kids go over to one side of the room. And it's just amazing, because I think that these kids have probably been told that they're coming to a camp for people who have deaf parents, and they probably have been told that, and it's just been talked about for them, but for them to actually see what that meant, and to realize that they were going to be at a camp for the next week or 2 weeks with kids just like them, and that they didn't have to explain anything, they could just be. It's just a really powerful thing. So if you know of any deaf adults who have hearing children who are of camp age, I highly recommend that you let them know about Camp Mark 7. We're hoping to expand the camps so that there'll be regional camps throughout the United States. And we'll see. We hope that it really takes off. I think that every child who has a deaf parent should have the opportunity to attend a Koda camp.